Hey guys, Christy here, and today we are diving into the new moon energy of Aquarius that is upcoming on the 29th of January. We're going to be talking all about the energy, what's happening in the cosmos, and also we're going to be doing some guided card pulls. We have some beautiful feathers here and some selenite to represent that air energy. Before we get into the astrology, let's look at the overall card that I pulled for this entire reading. We're looking at birthing, the release. And the interesting thing with a new moon that we sometimes don't tend to think about is the release, is this process. Before we birth something new, before we plant a new seed, we have to let go of the old. We have to literally make space for the new beginning, which is what new moons represent. So just before we hit the darkness of the new moon, and as the moon is fading into the shadow where we can't see it, that is symbolism for letting go, for the release to birth something new. I always say, if you want to plant a new seed, but there is literally another plant in its place, you can't do it, can you? So you have to pull out the old plant to plant that new seed. And this, as you're watching this, is highly likely what you're experiencing right now. So remember that as we go through the astrological insights, because it's potent and pivotal. First, let's talk about Aquarius, the cosmic outsider. Aquarians often very much feel like the black sheep of the family because this air sign is all about innovation, originality. They don't think the same as we all do. They're tapped into the future. And often this sign has a lot to do with community, to humanity, to making these shifts and these changes for the future. Not for just us, but for all involved. It's a visionary sign that thinks outside of the box. Right now, boy, do we have some Aquarian energy in the house. Influencing this full moon heavily is Pluto, because it is also in Aquarius. Last year, it ingressed into Aquarius and is going to be staying there for roughly 20 years. And this is huge, you guys. Think of Pluto as the phoenix rising. This burning of the old, crumbling of the old structures and ways of being in the Aquarius area of our charts, and literally being reborn again. Release and birthing. So we're talking about major power struggles potentially here. We're looking at this whole tech revolution of AI and robots and all of this kind of futuristic thinking, flying cars. All of this is very Aquarian energy. Now, whether that's right or wrong, good or bad, or whatever opinion you have of that, this is very much power to the people. Whereas Pluto just being in Capricorn was almost like that top-down structure. Someone sits at the top, is the CEO, is the boss of the structure, and everyone else is underneath. This is this collective togetherness, forward-thinking, people take the power energy. And with Mercury also hanging out in Aquarius right now, these themes may be under the microscope and on the megaphone, so to speak. There may be a lot of talk about these themes right now. These collective themes, this release, this rebirth, may be on our hearts and on our minds and in our social media feeds. So what does this all mean for us? Like I said before, new moons are all about planting the seeds. So what do we want to plant? Not just for the betterment of us, but for the betterment of everyone, for humanity, for the earth, for the communities that we're in. Whatever is being released right now, whatever is being shown in your life right now, can you use that as data for change, for transformation, for that release and rebirth, that phoenix rising energy? It is time to envision a future that we want to see for the masses. More kindness, more inclusion, more opportunity, more support, more stability, more power to the people. It's asking you to dream big and envision the future, and how can you plant these seeds into your life, into this Aquarian area of your chart, to make these powerful shifts and change that will play out over the next 20 years with Pluto being here. even though this is the start of a very long story, do not underestimate the power of the little seed that gets planted, even if it takes 20 years to grow into a big, strong tree. Someone needed to plant that seed at the start. So I want to know in the comments, what seeds are you planting under this new moon? What would you want to see, not just for yourself, but for everyone? What kind of future are you dreaming into being? Now let's talk a little bit about aspects that are related to this new moon energy. The sun and the moon are making some sweet connections to the planet Jupiter. This is a benefic planet that brings us more of everything it touches. It is larger than life. It's go big or go home kind of energy. It's expansion of the mind. It is opportunity. It is abundance. It is just more, more, more. There is optimism here, adding a bit of luck and an extra layer of expansiveness to our bigger visions. So can you dream bigger? Can you think bigger? Can you allow yourself to think about your future bigger? Jupiter brings that big fuck yes energy. So make sure you use this new moon wisely. But we want to remember that Aquarius traditionally is ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is the taskmaster. It rules time. It brings us karmic lessons and it asks us to be more responsible about what we are creating. Saturn also has rings around it, so it's about boundaries. So yes, we've got this great Jupiter energy that's like, woohoo, anything's possible. But the traditional ruler of this sign and Aquarian energy has a lot of structure around it. It's boundaried. It's like, okay, this is great, but how am I actually gonna put this grand vision into reality? So while you're dreaming big, can you use that Saturn influence and ask yourself, okay, this is great, but what concrete steps can I take to actually make this vision a reality in my life for the long term, for the future? And here's another little cosmic bonus that we're going to be experiencing under this new moon. Venus and Neptune are cozying up together and making a positive aspect to Uranus. So this could bring some unexpected lovey-dovey vibes into what we are experiencing right now. We just need to be careful not to get caught up in the fantasy and the illusion. And that's why that Saturn influence is really, really important here. While Jupiter and Neptune and sometimes Venus bring us into these higher states of awareness, the boundary of Saturn keeps us grounded in a reality. I know this is a lot to process and you might be thinking, okay, this is great, but what do I do with all of this energy, all of this information? Yes, we're going to get into the card pulls next, but I want to tell you about our new moon ceremonies that we've got going online. My very dear friend and fellow healer, Chelsea, and I are running an online new moon ceremony. I will leave the link in the description below. It is a super affordable offering where we all get to meet online. We will go deeper into this energy, but we will also take you through a process to release and rebirth whatever needs to happen under this new moon for you. We will be working through your energy bodies and doing a lot of energetic clearing. And it is a potent and powerful, transformative time to allow yourself to let go of whatever somatically is holding you back so that you can plant some really powerful seeds of intention and actually have them happen and manifest as we move forward. All right, let's get on to the card pulls. We have a peacock feather. We have a normal feather. I actually don't know what this is from, and call this an eagle feather even though it's not. Beautiful selenite. I think we're gonna start with our eagle feather, our normal feather today. So, balance, the juggler. Okay guys, this is always a sign of things being out of balance. I have too many things up in the air. I am juggling too many things. And look at this guy, he's got all of his balls have dropped as he's holding onto one and he's falling down. He's falling off of his tightrope, and like he's literally walking a tightrope. So where do you guys feel like you're walking on a tightrope in life? Where do you feel like you've got 10 balls up in the air? And what one are you holding on to that is actually dragging you down? What, if we think about the release and birthing, needs to be let go of, needs to be released so that you can manage all of these other balls? This is a time for balance. I feel like there's some Jupiter energy coming in here, like more, I can do more. Yes, I'm going to envision this thing, but without that kind of Saturn influence and that plan of attack to move forward, the thing that you're holding on to that you need to let go of is stopping you from having your vision come to life, having it be easy, having it be peaceful, balanced, harmonious, and that loving energy that we do have in this new moon will not be possible unless you actually do the release work. So I want you to just ask yourself right now, like, what is that thing? What is that one thing that maybe I'm holding on to so tightly that is actually holding me back, making me fall over, pulling me down, and not allowing me to have true balance in my life? And maybe this is a call to join our healing so you can actually be supported to release that energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically, all the things. We are moving on to card number 2, selenite. So if you chose that, we are looking at indecision, the freeze. Okay, look at these rabbits, you know, they've got no idea where they're going. They're looking around in all different directions and they're frozen. It's that trauma response. It's fight, it's flight, it's flee, it's fawn, it's friend. It's like, I don't know what to do. I feel unsafe, and so I'm stuck. I am stopped. I can't make a clear decision. This also may be this kind of choice point between, wow, am I really ready to let go and release and step into the new? You know, it's this opportunity, this crossroads, if you will, between the old and the new, the old life that needs to be let go of and the new life and potential and possibility that I'm stepping into here. And I'm scared, I'm frozen, I'm in trauma response. And look, this is common, guys. Everyone's been through some sort of trauma in their life, whether that is huge, big thing, or whether it is tiny. We are all affected by this, and it's stored in our physical body, in our minds. We perpetuate it, and the future can scare us too. The fear of success is a real thing, and that can have us stopped, that can have us in procrastination and frozen and stuck in life. So I want to ask you guys, what if everything just worked out? Really sit with that question under this new moon. What if it all worked out? And allow that to take you forward. Again, the sessions that Chelsea and I do, Chelsea is an incredible trauma healer and shadow worker. We really support you to somatically move through these things, these fear responses. So make sure you're on that call. And the other thing is, if you can't make it live, we will send you a replay. And even if you're not on the call live, but you've registered, you've signed up, we will still be working energetically with you. So you will receive that when you watch the replay, and highly likely while the session is on. All right, let's move to the peacock feather number 3. Passion, guys, the fire. Here's the interesting thing. Aquarius energy is very mindy. Yes, it's about the future, but it can come across somewhat, what's the word? Detached, disconnected at times, because it is an air energy. It is all about the mind. And the opposite sign here is Leo, which is all about the heart, is a fire sign, it's passionate. So for my guys here, you guys might be a little too much in your heads. You might be getting a little too strategic and clinical and organized around the vision that you want to bring through. And this is a reminder to come back to the heart. So tap back into your passion, and whatever thing that you are trying to create or plan in your life, can you ask yourself that beautiful, powerful question, why? Why is this important to me? Tap back in to your reason, the emotion, the heart behind it all. Plant the seeds for a better future, plant the seeds for a better world. It's a time to innovate. Ask yourself, what innovative solutions can I bring to the surface? And you might be sitting there thinking like, I'm not innovative, I don't have any original ideas, but I'm gonna call BS on that. I used to feel like that too, but it's actually a practiced experience. If you intend to expand your mind and start to practice how you can bring something new and innovative into existence, I promise you it will come. So practice innovation. Maybe that's a new seed of intention that you can set to expand your mind and have you thinking in new ways. Take time to meditate, to actually sit down and visualize out the future that you want to bring into reality. See it, feel it, watch it play like a movie in your mind under this new moon. Write down some concrete actions that you can take to make this vision a reality and take them. But remember guys, like we started with originally, we must release to birth something new. So allow yourself to go through any emotions that are coming up so that you can release the limiting thoughts, the limiting beliefs, the limiting feelings, the energetic stagnancy that is there, that is stopping you from getting to these new intentions that you want to set. Again, if you want support with this, sign up to our new moon healing. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, to hit that notification button for more awesome content, and drop in the comments below the new seeds of intention that you are planting under this new moon. And if you got a lot of value out of this, remember, community, humanity, share this with a friend.